All right, you're not completing your assignments, your quality of work is lacking, you're not putting in the effort I expect, and you're not working with your teammates enough. But, no excuses. I want to improve. Yeah, you should. Get back to work and work harder. I want to see results. Whew! I hope I don't have to go through that kind of performance review and have a manager like that. Hello there, I'm Alex and welcome to my channel, Sinspiration, where I inspire you to develop a growth mindset. To be successful in life, it takes time, effort, and a willingness to accept feedback. On one end, you give yourself feedback when you self-reflect, realize your strengths and passions, and find ways to get better at both. On the other hand, your managers, peers, mentors, family members, friends, and even outsiders tell you that you did a great job or if you did a poor job. We receive both positive and negative feedback. Positive feedback includes compliments, and it's always a sweet sound to hear. It's encouraging because you either did something right, something meaningful, or something of value to society and people. Negative feedback is criticism. Nobody likes to hear this stuff, especially if it's directed at you. It puts us down, makes us feel bad, incompetent, doubtful, the list goes on. There is actually feedback that lies in the middle of positive and negative feedback, which I think is more important when it comes to helping you grow as a person, and that is called constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is feedback on how you can improve. It's that simple. Many people don't take this lightly because they see it as you're not good enough and they either ignore it or get defensive. My goal is to show you how constructive criticism is actually one of the most important ways to improve yourself and set you up for success. Constructive criticism leans towards negative feedback because it is criticism after all. Consider these two phrases. This reference document lacks specific details. This reference document can include the process of how the product boots up. The first one is negative feedback, whereas the second one is constructive criticism. The second phrase is the first phrase, but reworded in a way that clearly describes how the document lacks specific details with a suggestion on how to resolve it. Here's another pair. This food has no flavor, and this food can use more salt. The second one is actionable. One of the most common ways people receive feedback is through annual performance reviews from their jobs. While positive feedback is excellent, it only tells us what we have been doing well at, so we'll just continue to do what we've been doing going forward. Negative feedback is obviously no help at all to our mental health and motivation in continuing to work. Both keep people at what's called the fixed mindset. Check out my very first video to learn more about the growth versus fixed mindset. Here are some examples of constructive feedback you can receive from your manager. It's good that you're contributing to Project A to gain knowledge about Subject X. I would also like you to find opportunities to learn about Subject Y because you haven't worked with it before and it will complement Subject X. While I appreciate you for expanding your scope of knowledge in Subjects A, B, and C, I would like you to focus more in depth in Subject C this year because being an expert in this area, which is your main area, will be better for your career path. You have demonstrated yourself as a significant contributor to the team, but oftentimes you ask for direction and new tasks. Try to be more independent by using your own judgment to identify gaps and create your own task. Sometimes you're passive-aggressive in your emails and speech. Try to tone it down a little. You're able to do your own work well. I would like you to start mentoring others. I understand when you have many tasks on your plate, you don't make much progress. Try to alternate focusing on one task at a time throughout the week based on priorities. Perhaps one day, focus on completing one task rather than multitasking every day. I have received most of these myself, inspired by all my managers since I started working. Receive constructive criticism with a positive attitude and open mind. Remember, these are ideas for you to improve. Let's train our brain to welcome constructive criticism. Some of you may have had bad experiences with negative feedback, managers who scolded you, or even parents who yelled at you for doing something wrong. This may have scarred you to always take such feedback in a hurtful way. But not anymore. It's all inside your head. You can choose to believe people just dislike you and hate you, or view the negative feedback as constructive criticism. If the comments have no insights, ignore them and don't let them get in your head. Their comments have no basis and no value for you to act on. Alternatively, you can challenge them by asking directly what is it that they don't like and what they would like to see. Once you have the feedback, take action. Listening is one thing, but actually doing it is on a whole new level. I think this is what makes the difference between those who grow and those who do not. Be patient. It will take some time for you to integrate constructive criticism into your life and work. Then, when you start to see results, go back and thank those people who gave it to you. To give constructive criticism is also an important skill. You want to say it in a respectful manner without damaging their egos or hurting their feelings too much. But you do need to make your point. Avoid the trash talk and slamming of just negative comments. Mention what the person is doing well in, critique certain components, and offer suggestions. When you show others that your intent is to genuinely help them improve, they will be more willing to listen. The examples I gave earlier all follow this idea. This is especially important if you are a manager doing performance reviews with your direct reports. It's just as important as a mentor, friend, and family member. If you want people to listen to your advice, use your words in a way to demonstrate you are on their side. Developing the skills to receive and give constructive criticism will help you develop a growth mindset. That includes training your mind to brush away the negativity and treat the comments as opportunities. Usually, people who offer this kind of feedback want you to do better, not because you're incompetent. At the same time, think twice before you provide negative feedback, constructive criticism, to others. Be sensitive to not hurt others' feelings to the best of your ability, and hopefully they will appreciate your suggestions. We're all supposed to be helping each other improve rather than stepping on each other's shoes. I want to give a special thank you to my first manager out of college for introducing the term constructive criticism to me and shaping how I view feedback from others. This has significantly contributed to my growth mindset. Feeling stronger mentally with constructive criticism on your mind? You can thank me by hitting the like button, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel, Sinspiration, for more tips on self-growth, personal finance, career development, and education. Also, follow me on TikTok and Instagram for shorts and reels. You've been Sinspired today. Remember, constructive criticism, not negative feedback.